Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, Mr. Edward Inong and Miss Katleya Bianca Habon.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa!
Mabuhay!
Good evening to all our viewers.
Welcome to the United Nations celebration.
Brought to you by Malacan City College. This is UN75 2020 and beyond, shaping our future together, a virtual concert. Tonight is a meaningful gathering of Filipino talents who will showcase their art and craft in support to UN's 2030 vision of global development and sustainability.
Indeed, partner, such event has never been more significant than now because our global community has been facing its greatest challenge.
And it's actually inspiring to see that everybody amidst a global crisis is coming together through a virtual concert with a cause.
That is to make the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals known to the local community and the global.
Exactly, so nobody gets left behind.
No nation gets left behind. To give us more about UN75, let's go.
In 2020, the United Nations turned 75. The world is very different today than it was in 1945. What will it look like in 2045 when the UN turns 100? Imagine the possibilities. How do we get there? We know the threats. Let's face them together.
It is we children and future generations that are going to suffer the most from these consequences if we fail.
Our challenges are immense. No nation can solve them alone, but together, we help. We learn, we teach, we care, we innovate.
We have the passion, the fire, and the ideas to make the change.
I am deeply convinced that there is no other way to deal with global challenges but with global responses.
All things are possible. Shared problems, shared solutions. Join the global conversation. Let's shape the future. Together.
The United Nations turned 75 this October. It has kicked off its celebrations with the launch of its UN75 survey, which calls on us, the citizens of the world, to join the conversation and present ideas for tackling the challenges that we face, including COVID-19, the climate crisis, and widening inequalities in our society. We aren't powerless against these global challenges. Together, we can shape the world we want and realize the Sustainable Development Goals. Share your ideas for shaping our future by taking the UN75 survey. 1 minute is all it takes. Just go to undp.un75.online and be a part of this global dialogue. This is Darren Espanto, UNDP Youth Advocate, reminding everyone that what you do today can create a better world for tomorrow. Maraming salamat po.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to thank Darren Espanto, our UNDP Youth Advocate, for that very encouraging message to join the UN75 2020 conversation.
It is actually a very timely invitation because right now the world is facing a lot of problems, not only the pandemic, but also problems in education, hunger, inequality, and a lot more. So please, we encourage you, visit un.org/UN75. Now let's move forward to the first performance of our concert.
To render the song, please welcome Christian Passion.
darling. Mother Nature is shouting, help peace. All she's asking, all the pain she's feeling. All hands are in, let's keep going, changing you and me. All hands are in, let's keep going, changing you and me. All hands are in, let's keep going, changing you and me.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the bird song by Christian Pasha, who's actually one of our alumni here in Mapalacan City College.
Actually, partner, I feel very proud right now because imagine the youth participating in such concert with a cause, and they don't just simply sing a song. It's actually a song that has meaning. It means save Mother Earth, save the planet.
Yes, and the song is really very clear about that. There's this voice that is asking to be heard, and I hope everybody does heed to that voice. And now, partner, let's listen to one of the pillars of UNESCO ASP.NET, Professor Rene Romero.
This is my message for United Nations Day. I used to be, the UNESCO Associated Schools Project Coordinator for the whole Philippines. And the 400 schools who are associated schools of UNESCO usually celebrate United Nations Week, United Nations Day. The theme usually of UNESCO is we're living in one world, we are learning for one world. So if we're living in one world, we believe there is only one world, so we must shape our future together. The important thing is being future oriented. There are three kinds of future: possible futures, probable futures, and preferred futures. For the United Nations, it's always a preferred future for peace and justice. The preamble of UNESCO, it states if war begins in the minds of men, then we must start nurturing and building the defenses of peace in the minds of men and women. So we start with young people. Imagine a better world. And now with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, we talk about sustaining a sustainable world. So everybody's talking about climate change, everybody's talking about sustainable world. We in UNESCO, there are two important things that are very important: peace and sustainability. Peace and care for Mother Earth. So that is our vision of a preferred future. A future that is peaceful, a future that is sustainable, meaning to say we take care of our resources, of our finite planet, a future where there is justice and development, because these are the three goals of UNESCO: peace, sustainable environment, and development. So I greet everyone, United Nations Day, and together men and women, young and old, together, they can imagine and shape a better future. A future that is peaceful, just, and sustainable. Maraming salamat po.
There you go, that was Professor Romero for his inspirational message. Imagine, partner, in that message he said that peace begins in the mind.
I kind of agree with that part because I once learned that creation starts in the mind. So, in order for us to create peace, it really has to start in the mind. Moving on to our next performance, there is again the Shakasha or the Great Pegaso.
People are never satisfied as this world drowns in pride. Nobody seems bothers to care, nothing to share, it's not fair. Without water, food and shelter, at the mercy of this strange weather. We did nothing even if we do good. All this suffering I never understood. Let's break the gap together and change this world forever. We are all brothers and sisters. Share what we have with others. People are never satisfied as this world drowns in pride. Nobody seems bothers to care, nothing to share, it's not fair. Without water, food and shelter, at the mercy of this strange weather. We did nothing even if we do good. All the suffering I never understood. Let's break the gap together and change this world forever. We are all brothers and sisters. Share what we have with others. Let's break the gap together and change this world forever.
Rocks. That's the Break the Gap song by Christian. It's actually a rock song. Would you like a part?
I enjoyed it. Actually, I thought Christian was rocking the dance floor or the floor. But more than the song, I really want to talk about the meaning behind it. It talks about the distance or the gap between the rich and the poor. Don't you think it's time that we put some equality out there?
For me, partner, I actually think that there shouldn't be any gap between the rich and the poor. It's like we're just one race. I remember Angelina Jolie once said that there's only one race in the world, and that is the human race. So there shouldn't be any gap.
Exactly. So everybody, stop the gap and start equality.
Yes. And now, partner, let's listen to another inspirational message. And who do we have this time?
Well, partner, right now we do have another OPM artist, but also a mom. Please welcome City Navarro.
The young will always be the privileged recipients of our endeavors and hard work. It is for these reasons that the United Nations goals of the month of October 2020, peace, justice, and strong institutions, reverberate through the words of UN Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez when he said, quote, "The ideals of the United Nations, peace, justice, equality, and dignity, are beacons to a better world." Our organization's founders began their work during the heat of conflict. Now it falls to us to chart our way out of danger. In the words of our charter, let us combine our efforts to achieve these gains as United Nations, end quote. I too, in my own little way, will always choose to undertake measures for the better welfare of our young people. I firmly believe that the young deserve better, far better than what I was able to enjoy in my young life. And the only way I can make them relish life is to help alleviate their difficulties by leaving a better world for them. This, a better world for them, is the best that I can extend to them. A world free from danger by lessening hate and promoting love. A world full of opportunities for laughter and entertainment. A world of fun and chances for exploring sites and places of interests. A world without hunger. And instead be filled with sharing of resources and extravagances without having to beg for it. Being a mother myself, I look forward to seeing and knowing the kind of world I will leave my daughter in. A world I helped build with a clean environment, less off, if not totally free from pollutants. All children going to and enjoying school. If only we unite more in our efforts to leave this world a far better place than it is now. In union with the UN goals, I enjoin everyone to lift a hand and let us join forces in fulfilling the goals set for us by the United Nations. Let us all be proactive in the promotion of peace. Let us give all children a chance of being full and enjoying the fruits of this world. Let us leave more trees and more animals for our children to enjoy and play with in parks and natural habitat. And finally, let us unite with the UN in its quest to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation, and be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations.
message, and I really admire her partner because the way she tells her message is that she's been very much concerned about the future of her child.
Exactly, and like what Dr. Jose Rizal once said, the youth is the hope of the fatherland, and so please, let's children, the youth, and teach them respect, value for others, and human rights, for instance.
Yes, I totally agree with that, partner. Alright, do you like Broadway, partner?
I do love Broadway. Ladies alumni, Rachel Admiral, what's up?
Yeah, me too, you know. Now, our next performance is going to be a Broadway musical prepared to us by three of our alumni from the MCC Presidents of Rap to perform Poor Souls. So here they are. Let's watch this.
Poor soul, find yourself a home, or run while you can, don't be gone. Life had been taken, I grieved and I mourned, but the officer did not care. Alone, no one to share. But faceless, but he can be any of us. Now who do you trust? Now just do you trust? Now just do you trust? Justice you must, but who dares? Even if the truth is there. Poor soul, who do you trust? Poor soul, no one will recall. Poor soul, is nothing but faceless. Poor soul, but he can be any of us.
And there you have it. That is MCC President's Chorale Alumni for a Broadway live presentation. That actually gave me goosebumps, partner. And it actually talks about human rights. What's your take on that?
I actually have one part of the song that struck me, partner, and that is the part where it said, the officer did not care. And you know, I started to think that maybe if all of us would start to care, there won't be any problem with human rights at all.
Exactly, and I agree. We should value life and we should value the life of the human race.
We've been talking about the Sustainable Development Goals, partner, of the UN. For us to learn more about it, let us all watch it.
Kinakailangan tayo ang henerasyon na magwawakas sa matinding kahirapan.
Tayo.
Ang henerasyon
na pinakapursigidong
Labanan
Ang kawalan ng hustisya. At hindi pagkakapantay-pantay.
at ang henerasyon na siyaring susugpo sa climate change.
At ito ang gagawin natin.
Ang Sustainable Development Goals.
15 taong plano para sa ating lahat.
Sa bawat sulok ng mundo,
Wala tayong iiwanan.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong walang sinuman ang dumaranas.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan
walang nagugutom at gumigising sa umagang nagtatanong,
May kakainin ba yun?
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan walang taong namamatay
Sa sakit na may lunas.
at kung saan
Ang tamang pangangalaga.
Ng kalusugan ay panghabang buhay.
ang karapatan ng lahat.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat
Ay nakakapag-aral.
At nabibigyan ng sapat na kaalaman.
At kasanayan,
Para sa isang masaganang buhay.
mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat ng kababaihan
At lahat ng batang babae
ay may patas na oportunidad
upang umunlad,
maging matibay at ligtas.
hindi tayo magtatagumpay.
kung kalahati ng mundo
Ay naiiwanan.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan lahat ay mayroong malinis na tubig at maayos na palikuran.
Sa bahay.
Sa paaralan
at sa trabaho.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong
May sapat na enerhiya para sa lahat.
init, ilaw at
kuryente na hindi sumisira sa mundo.
sa isang mundong umuunlad
ang mga ekonomiya.
at ang kayamanang tinatamasa.
Ay siya ring magbibigay
Ng disyenteng trabaho para sa lahat.
Sa isang mundo kung saan ang ating
Mga industriya,
infrastruktura
at pinakamahusay na inobasyon
Hindi lamang ginagamit upang magpayaman.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong walang diskriminasyon at labis na di pagkakapantay-pantay.
Sa loob ng ating bansa,
Sa pagitan ng mga bansa.
mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan
ang lungsod at komunidad ay ligtas.
maunlad at sumusuporta sa mga naninirahan dito.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan ibinabalik natin
Ating kinuha sa inang
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundong desididong sumpuin.
ng banta ng climate change.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo
kung saan pinangangalagaan natin ang ating mga karagatan.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan pinangangalagaan natin ang buhay sa kalupaan.
Mga kasugatan, mga hayop.
ang kabuuan ng ating daigdig.
Mamumuhay tayo sa isang mundo kung saan may kapayapaan sa bansa,
Kung saan ang lahat ng pamahalaan ay may pananagutan.
at isang mundo kung saan mamamayani ang hustisya at bawat isa ay pantay sa harap ng batas.
At tayo ay dapat mamuhay sa isang mundo kung saan ang lahat ng bansa
At ang kanilang mga mamamayan
Ay magtutulungan upang isakatuparan ang Sustainable Development Goals.
Sa lahat ng mga tao at sa lahat ng sulok ng mundo.
Ito ang United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Tayo na't kumilos
sabay-sabay nating isakatuparan ito.
Para sa atin,
Ito ang United Nations Sustainable Development
So, we have just watched a video from different personalities here in the Philippines and around the world talking about the different SDGs of the United Nations. Actually, there are 17 of them. Some talk about education, some on biodiversity, and some on climate change.
Yes, partner. And all of those are for building a better future. And that's why we're here. We're doing this concert for everyone to be aware of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And yes, partner, they are actually all for building a better world. And that's actually why we're here, why we are having this concert for everyone to be aware of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I'm talking about Building a Better World. Here's another performance from the MCC President Choral's alumni on Building a Better World.
Our differences no more. To be a better world, we shall march and stand.
Look at the world, touch and feel the precious world. Skies that were once so unclear, creatures cannot run and fly before. We have distanced ourselves to our common home. Let's be one with our home. Let's build the world with a brighter future. Let's be one with our home. Let's build the world with a brighter future. Let's be one with our home. Let's build the world with a brighter future. Let's be one with our home. Let's build the world with a brighter future. One love, unity, one world. 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 One love, See the people, love, respect, and care. Now since gone, different we have become. Tomorrow we might not see. We have distanced ourselves to our common home.
Love, respect, and care. Now seems gone, indifferent we have become. Tomorrow we might not see. We have distanced ourselves to our common home.
One love, unity, one world. One better, brighter day. One world. One love, unity, one world. One better, brighter day. One world. One love, unity, one world. One better, brighter day. One world. One love, unity. Let's build the world with a brighter future. Let's build the world. 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 Let's build the world.
And there you have it, folks. Building a Better World, performed by the MCC President's Choral alumni. It's really such a joy, partner, to see them come back and contribute to this very meaningful event.
Speaking of a meaningful event, actually that performance encourages us to set a
aside our indifferences and focus on our individual differences to create a better world.
I agree with that, partner. And moving forward, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, let us listen to some advocacies from the MCC community.
Today, as we experience global pandemic, our health and well-being is at risk with the threat of poverty and hunger. For us to eradicate these social issues, we must rise by lifting others. Mother Teresa once quote, "If you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one." Let's start by motivating one another in our own simple way. I am an MCC student and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
Evidence shows that without peaceful and effective governance, development cannot be sustainable. In these times wherein oppressions and injustice are rampant, this goal is essential because it promotes equal access to justice. Moreover, a successful development agenda requires shared goals and shared vision. This promotes macroeconomic stability in policy coherent in sustainable development. In order to promote peace and justice, we must have strong partnerships. I am an MCC student and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
The earth is warming, the ice is melting, and the sea levels are rising, which affects millions of people and animals. Climate change is true, and global warming is a bad warning. Not because it is not happening in your surroundings or not seen by your eyes, it doesn't mean that it's not happening around the globe, because it is. I believe in the saying that people need the world and the world doesn't need people. And for what we have to do now is start changing our ways and redirect our steps. Let us all promote sustainable consumption, production patterns, and let us fight for climate change. Because all of our plans and platforms will be useless if we start making a difference today. Let's make this world a better place to live in for the current and future generations. I am an MCC student. I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
Quality education is a right, not a privilege. We should not put a price on education. It should be free and accessible, regardless of race, age, gender, or status. In gender equality, I hope that every gender will be provided with equal opportunities. And I hope that there will not be another victim of hate crime just because the society thinks that they are different. Remember, we have our own rights, opportunities, and responsibilities. I am an MCC student and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
Economic growth without an investment in human development is unsustainable. Before pandemic, our economic growth was slowing down, and during pandemic, 1.6 billion workers in the informal economy risk losing their livelihood, meaning the world facing the worst economic recession. So what we have to do for this one is to provide youth the best opportunity in investing in education and highest possible quality in order for us to promote sustainable economic growth and also foster innovation. And I am an MCC student and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
For the sake of progress, we deteriorate everything for our interests. However, this aggressive development causes pollution and destruction of natural habitat that harms the life below water and the life on land. Humanity's interest and progress should not just be the sole priority. Rather, both should coexist because of interdependency. States and global organizations should prioritize protection and sustainable use through international laws and policies, because plans to protect the life below water and on land are plans to protect the life of humanity. I am an MCC student, and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
We breathe the same air, we walk the same earth, we feel the same emotions, yet are we all equal? The SDG tells us that we should leave no one behind. No goal should be met unless it is met for everyone. We cannot achieve sustainable development if we exclude any part of the population. We need to reduce the inequalities in the world and make our societies more inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. And for the world to achieve sustainability, We must ensure equal access for everyone. I am a MCC student and I am one in shaping a sustainable world.
This year, we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the United Nations with the theme UN75 2020 and Beyond, Shaping Our Future Together. As we look back to the last 75 years, we remember the successes and failures we've experienced. Undeniably, we will continue to witness global challenges such as poverty, hunger, climate change, human rights violations, conflict and inequality, and so on. Today, we at Mabalacat City College take stand with the global community and the United Nations in calling everyone to affirm once more the commitment to act together in battling the continuing global predicaments. The world's problem is so complex that it could only be solved through a concerted effort. We believe that the future begins today, right at this moment. We do hope that this humble concert inspires us to help shape the future of our world to a better world. Let us all march and stand.
For an inspirational message, let us all please welcome the former Regional Advisor of UNESCO Southeast Asia, Professor Daryl Macer.
Kia ora. My name is Daryl Macer. I'm the President of the American University of Sovereign Nations. I'd like to spend a couple of minutes with you and celebrate the meaning of the United Nations. It's a small world that we live in. Although there are so many people, we are all united. We have the same DNA, the same environment. We live with trees, we live with animals and plants. In the future, what are we going to leave to our descendants? I think the global mission of the United Nations in 2020 is clearly thinking about the sustainability of our future, of our planet. We can all play a very important part in that. We, the people of the world, is the beginning of the United Nations Charter. You are people. We, the people, together, all 8 billion of us, and we are united. It's not governments. Governments and politics interfere with the delivery of what we want to sustain. We try to have active and vibrant democracies. We try to participate in these, but never leave everything to your government. You can't just sit back and blame others for the problems of the world unless we believe in ourselves as non-government individuals, NGI. As long as we believe in people, in ourselves, together trying to make a legacy for our children, will we be able to sustain the world. So the United Nations is people all around the world. Young people are critical in this because they haven't given up their dreams. Many older people have given up their dreams. They just want to survive, to make money, to make more money, to buy a better car, to buy a better house. Your education, your future will empower you to be the change that you would like to see in the world. So that's the message I'd like to share with you as we live together in our future. I, for 10 years, was UNESCO's regional advisor for Asia and the Pacific, and we tried to work with governments, we tried to empower governments. But the message that we have, if we really love life, we as people have to do that and effect the change to live in our beautiful planet together in the future. So be the change you want to be, don't rely on others, and don't blame others. It's our job together. Enjoy the day and happy United Nations Day.
Please welcome once more the MCC President's Choral alumni for their final number.
Victims of our greed and our demands. If we don't move now, we'll be breathing dust and sand.
Our fate is in our hands. Our skies, our seas, our lands. Every life is precious. Every seed and every strand. This world is but a tiny place among the stars. This is our only home. There's no other place we can live. There's nowhere else to go.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As One is just one of the many songs that were produced by Mabalacat City College and were performed tonight here at the UN concert. And that wraps our UN concert, partner.
Yes, did you have fun?
Yes, I did.
I did have fun too, but more than the fun, everybody, this is actually an educational concert. So once again, we would like to encourage you to join the conversation. Where do they log in or which website do they visit?
un.org/UN75.
All right, this has been Kat.
And this has been Edward.
Thank you very much. See you once again. Stay safe.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Of the children, carefree joys of being free. We all should look back every now and then of how it used to be. There's so much we've all forgotten, and we're deaf to nature's plea. Until now, much had been forgiven. Now it's up to you and me. We are all victims of our greed and our demands. If we don't move now, we'll be breathing dust and sand. Our fate is in our hands. Our sky, our seas, our lands. Every life is precious, every seed and every strand. This world is but a tiny place among the stars. This is our only home. There's no other place we can live. There's nowhere else to go. Hold on tight, forever as one. Build a beautiful world because we can. Through the night we bond to shine with the sun. For those who shall come after us, after our time is done. Hold on tight, forever as one. Build a beautiful world because we can. Through the night we bond to shine with the sun. For those who shall come after us, after our time is done. For those who shall come after us, after our time is done. For those who shall come after us, after our time is done.